It's 8:30 on the dot. Let's see. Oh, we have 3:30. That's our likes on the business page, and that's at 30s. All right, let me get this going. Good morning, Rosemary Miguel. How are you? Good morning, Lisa Vanderhelm. How are you? Just posting out to groups right now. Just give me a moment. Just trying to get my posts out to the groups. If you guys want to share the feed, that would be great. If you feel so inclined, I would appreciate the support. And I'll be right with you guys. Just give me one moment. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Good morning, Kristen Nicole Wilson. Was it a crazy night for you, Lisa? We'll do the breath work this morning. I could use it myself. I woke up like at 5:30 this morning and then had a headache. I tried to go back to bed. I don't normally wake. I have woke up with headaches in the past, but it's not like a normal thing. I think it might have been just a little bit too cold in the house. I'm not sure. And then once the cats saw that I was up, they thought it was like, no holds bar WWE wrestling time at 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, no, we're not going to do this next to the bed. Like, no. A couple of times I had to scream at them in the dark. I was like, get out! Go! Ah, get out of here! You bastards! Oh my god, that's so my grandmother. You bastards! Anyways, a woman I hardly knew, yet I still channel her. Amazing how that works, right? The DNA is strong in all of us. Whether we like it or not, it's that let go or be dragged. We either resist it and fight it, or we just own it and say, this is who we are, and we work with what we got, what we were dealt, so to speak. Still doing this. Give me one moment. Oh, come on, paste for me, you ding dong. Okay. Did I share it there? Oh, well, I'm going to share it twice. I hope Lightworkers doesn't get upset with me. I think I can't remember if I shared it there or not. So, no, that's not what I want. Damn it. Group. So, your connections. Alright, I think that is it. I think we're all shared out, guys. Hey, Patience Lewis, good morning. How are you? Good morning, Abby Drum. Good morning, Lori. Kim Kuchler, good morning. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Ducky. How are you guys? It looks like I've got some YouTubers too, so YouTube seems to be working correctly. That's a good sign. Thank you for tuning in, Patience. Good morning. Let's get to the breath work. Good morning, Rosa Pagaro. How are you? Welcome from YouTube. Let's get to the breath work that we do every morning. For those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys for coming in. Good morning, Tasha Alexander. Good morning, Maria German Morabito. Thank you guys for coming in. What we do around here during the morning forecast, this is a forecast of like sort of the energy or what spirit wants us to possibly look at potentially for the day. It's not necessarily intended for everyone. Ideally, it's supposed to catch as many people as possible, be a form of inspiration for those of us that are tuning in, give us a focal point or something to rest on, think about, put our attention on, and sort of hopefully grow throughout the day, right? So that's the point of this morning forecast. It also enables me to reach as many people as possible in a simple reading, right? Versus everybody going, oh, can I get a message? Can I get a message? That is, we do nights like that in the evenings, but in the mornings, this is for everyone. It's a group collective. It's also, that group collective read is a reminder that we all come from a group collective, right? We all come from this place of spirit, right? We all have a soul. Whether we are working with it or not, we've got one. The sooner we realize that, the better off we're going to be. That's my personal belief. So, the idea of the collective reading is also to like bond us together as a collective in the morning and remind us that we come from a greater whole. And I don't mean H-O-L-E, I mean W-H-O-L-E. We come from a greater whole that we sometimes forget to tap into. And that energy, or that whole, like that, what do we want to call it? Like that greater light or that greater spirit, where we all connect together, is very powerful and very capable. And you know why I'm telling you the truth? Why I know I'm telling you the truth? Because Sven is just lurking around my legs right now, rubbing hard on my legs. So he loves it when I do this. And that's always a sign and an affirmation when Sven's around that good luck is about to happen, even though he drives me nuts. So, hi Svenny. So, that's my theory. I'm sharing that with you this morning. That just flew off the top of my head, but that's the point of this every morning, guys. It's not to like necessarily not give you what you want, which is personalized readings. It's to collect us all together as a collective and remind us that we're not alone. We're not. We are all sort of doing this life, and we feel individual because we're in that perspective of a 3D world, and we are looking at it through our own lens of our experience. But we are not alone. We need to remember that, and we can tap all of that information. Svenny, honey, I know I love you, but now's not the time. I think Svenny needs his own channel where he can read to you guys. I think he wants to. I think he's ready to make that jump and become a YouTube celebrity. All right, so what we do here in the morning, for those of you that are new, is we take 3 breaths. And the significance of the 3 breaths, just to give you a little bit more description, is to acknowledge and honor the 3 aspects of ourselves, the 3 components of ourselves that we've sort of created over on the other side and brought over here once we were born into a body, right? And that's the physical body, the mental body, our mind. Ouch! I knew he was going to do that. Oh, he never makes it. Sven. And then he just jumped right off the other side. He just clawed my legs. All right, the mental body. And then the third component would be the spiritual body or our soul, right? These are all 3 aspects of ourselves that when we bring them together in grace and harmony, we have an easier time of things. We feel more empowered, and that's the point of doing these 3 breaths. It's just to open that conversation with those 3 different aspects of ourselves to begin our day. So if you want to join me, imagine a grounding cord. Right? And if you don't understand what a grounding cord is, look it up on Google. Google's an amazing source. Find your own answers and trust the things that feel intuitively right to you. Don't take what I have to say over your own information, right? But a grounding cord to me, can you not lick my foot right now? A grounding cord to me, sorry, I'm a menagerie of animals here that are like, they all need to be stealing my attention while I'm dealing with you guys. A grounding cord can be either through the chakras of the feet, which are the energy centers in the feet, where you plant them firmly on the ground and just sort of spread your toes and feel connected to the earth. Run that energy down into the center of the earth. Just intend for it. You don't have to force it. You don't have to make it happen. Just know that it's happening, right? You can also run a second grounding cord, a much bigger grounding cord, from your base chakra, which is your first chakra at the base of your spine. Kind of right, right back here. Allow that energy to just sort of drop down through the floor, through the crust of the earth, into the dirt, down in through the many layers of the planet. You could just sort of see it while you stay up here. You don't want to follow it down there. You just want to keep your attention up here, but know that it's descending down there. It's connecting to the center of the earth. Mother Earth will always take our energy, and she will always recycle it. She's here to give life and harbor, our growth and our experience, right? So she gives us safe harbor. We need to give her the same, right? So we acknowledge her by connecting to her every morning, okay, and remind ourselves that she is a beautiful and valid and important presence in this whole experience too. Without her, we wouldn't be able to do any of this, right? So let's close our eyes. I like to touch my body just to bring myself into the present moment. Reminds myself that I'm physically right here, right now with you guys, not floating out there on the internet trying to reach you guys through the interwebs, not in next week worrying about what's going to happen, not in last week wondering what I could have done differently, just bringing it to right here, right now, behind my eyes, present moment, dropping those grounding cords. We're going to take in that first breath in through the nose, deep into the belly, and we're going to hold at the top of the breath. So join me now in inhaling, and do this with intention, guys. Just snatch this breath like it's the best breath in the world, and you so deserve it, because this is your prana, this is your life force. Your body automatically draws this in to keep us going. So inhale that breath with some determination today, right? But in a pleasant way, right? So let's go. Sorry, tripping over my words. Inhale with me now. And hold. Begin to allow your chakras to just adjust. Trust that your spirit knows what it's doing. You don't need to figure it out. Just intend for your chakras to be adjusted to optimum for today. What suits you best. Each person's going to be slightly different. And begin to emanate that light from the heart chakra, seeing it sort of spreading out into the body, touching the cells around your body, your chest, going down into your thighs. Release that breath. Letting go of any negative energy, any low vibrational energy, anything that was from yesterday, last week, 2 years ago, just let it go. Be in this present moment. We're creating space for ourselves in this present moment as we take these breaths, right? Say hello to your spirit. Imagine a triangle or a pyramid in front of you. On that side, which represents, I'm not your spirit, I'm sorry. Say hello to your body. On that side of the triangle or the pyramid, imagine that side represents the body. Allow it to light up. That's the light that we've emanated from our heart chakra out into our body. And just say thank you to the body for all that it does for us. All the physical work, all of the physical pain that we experience, all of the joys, the sadnesses, all of the just sort of emotions that come to flow through the body, both good and bad, being grateful for all of it. It's all a beautiful experience. It's like a tapestry of experiences that we came here as spirit to sort of filter through and learn from. So being in gratitude to that and really just saying thank you to your body. Setting aside any judgments we may have had in the past. Hell, we might have had a judgment just first thing this morning when we looked at ourselves in the mirror, but set that aside and just say thank you to your body. And allow that light to sort of vibrate at the body level. That light gives your body a healing. It reawakens parts of you physically that maybe we've been out of touch with. That might feel a little scary or unknown, but allow it to be. This is why we have a body, is so we can connect to it, so we can experience through it. Be in gratitude to that body. Let's take in that second breath again with intention. Inhale with me now. And hold. Allow those chakras to continue to adjust into ease and grace. Expand that light to the outer edges of the body, to the top of the head, to the bottoms of the feet, to the tips of the fingers, all the way around. Your whole body is full of light. At every single cell. Release that breath. Again, releasing any sort of tension, anything that's no longer serving us, anything that may be outdated. We don't need to worry about what it is or why it is, just let it go. Saying hello to the mind, giving thanks to the mind, and seeing the mind side of the triangle and the pyramid begin to light up. Seeing it sort of connecting through that light with the body, seeing them being in equality and harmony with one another. reminding yourself that these two components are aspects of you that you've created and experienced through this lifetime that are here to serve you, to help you, to educate you, and to carry you. Being in gratitude to your mind, even for times when you've been worried or self-doubtful, or there's been times where I've driven my own self crazy and I just want to shut it off. But you know what? Today I can say to my mind, thank you for those moments. Thank you for those fears. I know that you are only trying to keep me safe in that moment. If your ego's in there, say hello to your ego. Generally, the ego can be fairly fear-driven, but when we let the ego know that we're okay and we're appreciative of it, it tends to calm down. Say hello to your ego and just say thank you for everything that you've done up until this point. How does that feel? Let's take in that third breath and hold. Emanate that light out past your body, out into your auric field, 360 degrees around you, above and below you. Allow that light to fill up your aura, your energy field. Allow it to burn off anything that we no longer need. Allow any last minute adjustments to the chakras to take place and release that breath. And as you release that breath, letting go of anything that no longer serves you and inviting in peace and harmony into this day. Seeing the third component or the third corner of your triangle lighting up, the third wall of your pyramid lighting up. This is the light of the spirit. Seeing it connect to the light of the body and the mind. Seeing all three sort of in equality and in connection to one another, in synchronicity to one another, working together as a well-oiled machine, not necessarily apart. Acknowledging the spirit and saying thank you to the spirit for all that it does for us, both seen and unseen, for the vast amounts of knowledge, beauty, capabilities, strength that are within our spirit that we sometimes tap unknowingly, but we don't necessarily always access every day. Turn towards this knowledge, turn towards this strength, turn towards this beauty. Acknowledge it in this moment and say thank you. Show me more. Deepen my relationship to you and through you. Wow, do you feel that? I do. I feel like a tingling happening. All right. So, now that we've seen those three sides of our pyramid light up, in the center of the pyramid, light up a fourth light. This light connects all three sides, right? Even though they are already connected. This is the light of the emotions. This is the base floor of the pyramid. For me, at least. For you, it may be different. But as I see that light up, I see that my body, my mind, and my spirit are all connecting through the dialogue or communication that happens with my emotions. My emotions are not my enemy. They are not to be feared. They are not to cause me stress. They are only forms of communication. They are gifts. Give gratitude to your emotional self. Give gratitude to the feelings, both good and bad. To the worry, to the stress, to the fear, to the joy, to the love, to the happiness. See that light sort of connect all three of those lights together. And allow that light in that pyramid to just shine as bright as it possibly can. And as it shines bright, bring that into your space. Bring that knowledge or that awareness of that light into your space. We've already expanded it within our space, right? But we can bring this pyramid into our space and place it within our third eye, within our heart chakra, within our throat chakra, so that we speak from this place of light. Set it in your crown chakra so that you can know from this place of light. Set it in your third chakra so that you can sort of, move through your day-to-day material world from this place of light. Set it in your second chakra so that you can connect to others from this place of light. Set it in your first chakra, your survival chakra, where all of your knowledge of keeping the body alive, keeping us safe, set that light in there and see how that feels. See the ease that that light brings, the empowerment. Take a few breaths here. feeling yourself center and present. Set this as your intention for today, as your intention for the week, as your intention for the month, as your intention for the year, as the intention for your lifetime if you feel so comfortable. This is your light. Acknowledging it strengthens it. Acknowledging it makes us more aware of how strong and how capable and how complete we actually are. When we're usually working from only one component, we don't necessarily have the ability to see all of those aspects of self and see the true strength and beauty that is within. Take this moment as yours. It's your birthright. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Good morning, Jessica Farley. Good morning, Carol Souza. Welcome from YouTube. Good morning, Carla. How are you? Hey, Kelly Camp. Dudettes. All right, so let's get into the cards for today. I'm going to have a spirit for the card for today for January 20th, 2020. We've got triple 20s going on, which is like a 222. All my decks are around. So that's nice. Yesterday I mentioned about February 20th, 2020. That will be a day, I have a feeling. But January 20th is a prep day for that, setting us into that 222 energy. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know. What do we need to be focused on? What is our collective highest good today? For those of us both watching live right now, for those of us that may tune in at any point in time in the future, make this a timeless reading, Spirit. Make this a message that whoever comes upon it whenever can benefit from it. You guys, too, if any of these forecasts do make sense to you, or you go back and later watch them where they come back up, feel free to write a comment. Let me know how they're resonating, if at all. I like to know that. I love to get that feedback. I can read it. And so, it's always fun and interesting. I want to go back to my pyramid. And just sit in that light for a minute. I mean, I am sitting in the light right now, but I want to close my eyes and stay there for a little longer. But we have to, we're shooting a video. We have to get people moving into their day. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell on YouTube or on Facebook at the business page so that you can be notified when I do go live again. I have a ton of different videos over on the Facebook, on the YouTube channel. If you're watching me on Facebook, please go over and give me a subscription on YouTube if you have an account. Cross-pollinate people, and vice versa. If you're watching on YouTube and you have a Facebook account, go and like my business page. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps to keep me going. It helps to keep me inspired to want to keep doing this as my work, as I build this. So, all right, let's see what we've got for today. If that Page of Pentacles shows. You guys, I was funny too, because like I was writing the thing down because I showed you guys my calendar, right? I write everything down, and this morning I had all the cards still up from the morning, right? From yesterday's reading. And I wrote down the Page of Pentacles and stuff here, and I was thinking that this morning as I was writing it down, I was like, this card will show back up. And here he is. All right, so we all know this card now, I feel like, or at least those of you that tune in regularly that know. Good morning, Renee Lynn. I'm going to turn the camera around. Jeebus. All right, 1 second. All right, so we've got the Page of Pentacles, who has shown up the last 2 days. And previous to this is his third day, or his third appearance today in a row. I'm not sure. I do feel like there's a couple things I want to say about this. I feel like last week, I don't know, Pat's saying WTF. I think that there's something going on where we're working on some beautiful stuff here. We're working on releasing, again, I'm going to talk about this elephant with its mind open here. We need to open our mind and let the fog out. We need to not be worried about not knowing all the steps about how to create where we want to be, and we need to trust that as we move forward, we will learn. We can move forward at a steady pace, similar to that of the elephant. We have the wisdom, we have the grace, we have the grounding to move forward. We have the ability to be strong like the elephant, yet handle things in a delicate manner, or create things that might feel delicate or important to us, or nurture things in a way. That's this sort of flower here. I feel like our eyes are on the prize, or if we keep our eyes on the prize, there's a huge opportunity to learn things here about creation for ourselves. And take this, I'm going to go back to this thing that I've been saying about this being this sort of subtle period because it's winter and the energies are lower, but this is the time where, as we like sort of gather our focus and place our attention on certain things that we may desire and learn how to go about creating and growing those desires, we're going to learn things about our own wisdom, our own strength, and our own ability to sort of ground in who we are and move forward, even not knowing sort of the exact steps. Does that make sense? That's the page aspect of this card, is that I may not have all of the answers, but as long as I keep my sort of open-mindedness and my enthusiasm about me and stay focused on what it is I do want, what it is that feels right, feels beautiful, even if it feels like, some of us might feel like it's not fully possible, right? Or that we don't necessarily deserve it at some level. This is the card, the reason why I feel like this card is showing up for us in these last few days is it's really telling us that this is the time to do that work, to sort of shed those ideas, let them go, and be more open-minded, right? Start to look at why is it that maybe we haven't found what it is we want. Is there something that we believe that might be holding us back? Is there something that we believe that we need to let go of to be able to move forward? Is there something that we might need to learn in this process, that we need to be open to the idea of learning and trust ourselves enough that we can bring on that learning or bring about that learning in a way that we can feel safe. There is a safety and a groundedness to this elephant that I do like. So those of you that might not be feeling safe or feeling very grounded in what you want, I want you to understand or shift your focus to this place or this idea of, I am safe, I am grounded, I do deserve these things, I can create them, even if I don't know all of the steps, or even if my previous experiences dictate to me otherwise. They tell me that I don't deserve, or that I can't put this together, whatever it may be that you're sort of building or wanting, right? This lower energy of winter to me feels like a perfect opportunity for us to connect to what those more subtle vibrations or beliefs are in our space that are holding us back, and to release them, to learn how to release them or replace them with things that are much more in line with who we are and what we want. We may not even fully understand what we want, right? That's some of this page aspect too. The page is still sort of like, in some essences, a child in a way, right? They're still learning not only what we want, but what are we capable of achieving? How far can we take this? But that all starts with our beliefs, right? That all starts with, what do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe we're strong and protected? Do we believe we're able to learn this on the fly? Do we believe we can create this for ourselves? And I believe that we can, right? That's what this page is telling me. Alright, so let's see what the I Am Everything deck has to say. Wow, get it, bitch. The I Am Everything is bringing us some big words today. There's a lot to read this morning, but it says, I am a creator. We are not fucking around this morning. I am a creator. Everything around me began as a thought. My clothes, my home, and even the roads I drive on were once just thoughts. When I take the time to contemplate my surroundings, I grasp all of the thoughts that took place to create the world. Likewise, my thoughts have created things. My thoughts create my actions and thereby create my life as I know it. Therefore, I strive and Therefore, I strive, and I strive to think about my desires optimistically. I am a creator. All right, guys. So this is like totally backs up this page of Pentacles energy. It's about learning that we are creating our material world. It's about learning that we can have the things that we want, even if they feel out of reach, or they might feel a little bit scary or delicate, or that we don't know how not necessarily to go about getting them. We need to start getting out of our own way and start to create the idea that we can have them. This I am a creator card is taking me back to that I am passionate card that we had last week. It's taking me back. There's this theme that's happening among these cards. It's really trying to point us out. What was yesterday's? Yesterday's was also valid too. I am receptive, right? So, and that's the energy of the week, is that receptivity and that strength stone from yesterday, right? If you didn't watch yesterday's forecast, go back and watch it, because not only does it apply to yesterday's energy, but it's the beginning and underpinning energy of this week. So we want to stay, we have this page energy throughout the week. That's what yesterday's reading was telling us. This is all about building our experience. For those of you that want to be somewhere else, doing something else, achieving something else, be it in your relationships, in your work, in your home life, anything materially based, this page of Pentacles is telling us it's time to get out of our own way and learn about how to get there. Be receptive to those new ideas. Be aware of the fact that you are creating, even in your doubt. So if you are doubting, then find a way to stop doubting. That's the release of these clouds here. That's this intuitive moon here that's moving in front of these clouds that's sort of guiding us. Tap into that intuitive aspect of ourselves and bring that energy about. Know that we are a conscious creator, and then get into the feeling of that. There is this enthusiasm with the page, right? Where we want to be excited about the things that we're doing, even if it feels unknown. We don't want those fears or those feelings to sort of scare us off of the idea of the potential for new growth, for new change, for new outcomes, for new perspectives. We want to always be evolving. We want to always be changing, right? That's the nature of energy, right? And if we believe that everything comes from some sort of energetic vibration or thought, then we need to always be aware and allowing for that energy to be shifting and changing. We get to play with it and sort of direct it if we choose to do so, right? So get in there and use that enthusiasm or that childlike energy that I feel like comes along with pages, and play with that energy. We have the strength, the wisdom, and the stability to do it, whether we believe it or not. We need to start to begin to believe that. Now, the grounding stone for today, which we just saw this last week at the end of the week, is blessed. Again, turn to your blessings, turn to the ideas of where things are working for you. This is also, remember, yesterday's stone was strength. So finding our blessings is also sort of strengthening us too. This energy adds to this focus, right? Of looking where things are good and really exemplifying that, or energizing those things, looking to where our blessings are, where things are working, where things, maybe we create, look at them, okay. Look to our blessings, right? But also acknowledge now, as we're looking at our blessings or what is working in our life, remind ourselves that we created them at some point. Somewhere our thoughts, or somehow we stumbled. Maybe we stumbled into how good of a life we have, or maybe we stumbled into the few small things that are working and the rest feels like shit. Well, focus on what feels like it's working. Where are your blessings? Know that you created those, so therefore you can continue to open yourself to the idea of that and the energy of that, and stay focused on the creation of more of that. Okay? You guys are either, you get a choice. You're either consciously creating or unconsciously creating. And trust me, I'm going to say this. I'm going to switch cameras really quick. I unconsciously create all the time. I sit around and I do nothing, and I just sort of let life happen. And as that's happening, stuff is changing, and I am having a hand in that, whether I'm being proactive or inactive. There is a choice, right? So be aware of that today. Look to your blessings. Look to what is working, and acknowledge those blessings as creations of your own doing, right? Even if they were handed to you by somebody else or situationally, right? Say you fell into a situation that just turned out to be better than you ever expected, and you think, oh, I didn't have anything to do with that. I just fell into that. Well, you did the fall. So take that much as your creation, right? If that's all you can take ownership of. But if you can, take it a step further and start to figure out that on some level, my spirit sent me that. or else it wouldn't be in my experience. Right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I think that there's some, like I said, there's something going on this winter, going into the new decade of 2020. There's a shift in our perception, there's a shift in our focus, there's a shift in our awareness. It's subtle, but it's powerful, guys. These cards are saying to me that this, even the decks that I've chosen, which I didn't understand, I understood why I chose them in the moment, but now I'm starting to feel, as I'm looking at them, that I feel like there's a deeper message here, in the sense that these are very soft, colored decks. They are very, this I am thing, which I felt like starting the year out with, these I am statements are very powerful statements, right? And the I am everything deck I chose because I wanted to sort of imbue us every day with this like empowered message, right? And at the beginning of the decade, in the beginning of the year, I felt like who I am feels grounded, and what are we? Like what do we want to exemplify? But I feel like the reason why these two decks have come together and why we're working with them now, I didn't even understand when I was picking them at the time. There's something happening here if we're paying attention and we're acknowledging these messages and we're letting them in. So if we just go through the day today, looking to our blessings, knowing that we're strong from yesterday's grounding stone, being receptive to those ideas, and creating more of that, and saying, I am creating more of that in my space right now. I mean, we can walk through our day all day today and just say, I am a creator, I am a creator, I am a creator. Begin to trust that Page of Pentacles energy so we can get rid of this damn card. Just kidding, I love the Page of Pentacles. But if we want to continue to see him this week, we're probably going to be resisting the energy, right? Because he's going to keep coming up and reminding us, like, hey, we got this, we can do this, come on, let's learn. So be receptive from yesterday's I am card, and know that you are a creator. Focus your energies and your attentions towards those ideas, and see how that might shift your experience, right? For those of you that don't believe me or think I'm full of shit, you can certainly leave me a comment and say I'm full of shit, and maybe I might be able to respond in a way that won't be like, that I won't fight with you. But I mean, because I know that there are people out there, like I can hear maybe the voices in my head that are saying, well, what about the people that are really suffering, right? Give a message to those that are really suffering, and I know that there are you out there. I know that I go through major suffering all of the time. I'm suffering an issue right now that I'm not really suffering it. I'm sad that it is the way that it is. But every day I pray for a realignment with it, and I pray for an ability to find compassion and forgiveness for it. And I think that changes, and I'm creating that, right? I'm choosing to focus my energies there versus on, the sadness of it, right? Or the suffering of it. And I think that my days have gotten easier because of it. But I know that there's people out there that are suffering. But you have to remember that, if we are the creators, if we are believing in what's being said to us here, or what's being sort of shown to us here, on some level, we're accepting and creating that suffering. There's a lot of people, I'm just going to go off on a little tangent. There's a lot of people out there on social media, and this includes, I've had my moments with it too, that operate from a place of lack. And then we get around others that are operating from a place of lack, and we see more examples of that, and it further affirms and validates our lack. Oh, I don't have enough. It's not good enough. What we need to be doing is we need to start to figure out that we do have enough. We have enough within us. We may not, all right, let's say it's money. We don't have enough money. I need a reading, but I don't have any money, right? Or I want this, but I don't have that. You have other resources, so shift your perception, right? If you feel as though you have lack, give to someone else, help someone else, and start to see, because those are the opportunities where, like when I get on and I do this every morning, no matter how much, when I shift into my lack energy of, I feel like, my business isn't building, this isn't happening, I get on and I do this, and somebody makes a comment and says, wow, it feels like you're speaking directly to me, or wow, that really changed my day, thank you very much. That makes me feel like, even though I may not be generating what I think I'm supposed to be generating, I have generated something of positivity. I am making some small difference, right? And so I try and focus on that, and that keeps me going, right? And that's where my lack begins to dissipate and my abundance begins to come in. Does that make sense? Or the opportunities begin to flow. And when I open myself more so to those opportunities, then more and more opportunities come in. And that's where, I'm maybe not consciously creating it, but because I'm focusing on it or being in gratitude for it. And I say thank you. Like, don't get me wrong, every time y'all buy a reading or send me a message saying, wow, that really moved me, it reminds me that this is what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. This is the thing that makes me the most happy. This is the thing that I need to steer my boat towards. Right? Those of you that aren't steering your boat, I can relate. There's days when I get up and I don't want to steer my boat towards anything. I just want to shut out the world and pretend it doesn't exist. So I just want you guys to understand that if you're struggling, I know that everything that I'm saying might make it sound easier said than done, but the truth is it starts with you. It starts with you, your energy, your thoughts, your attention, your intention, and clearing those up or connecting to those and understanding better what you're doing and why will only serve you. It will only help you. And you don't need somebody outside of you to sort of discover that for yourself. Right? I'm here to just help facilitate and sort of, give you guys a message every day. And if you feel so inclined and book a reading with me, great. But I'm not like anybody's savior. I don't have all of my own answers, let alone all of anybody else's, right? But do I have the ability to like sort of hold space for somebody, hopefully, potentially validate them and bring them closer to their own truth? I hope so. But it's their truth. It's within them. It's within you. We each have our own truth. And as we continue to like explore that and connect to that and live from that place, we allow others to do the same. And I think that when we all get to that place, it can be very powerful. And it connects us probably back to that source that I was talking about that we all come from. Because back there is that like sort of universal truth that I sort of my goal is through these daily forecasts to tap into and bring forward each day, right? Because we're all connected to it, whether we like it or not. You can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it energy, you can call it spirit, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But it is where we come from before we come into a body. And it is where we go back to when we die. But the only thing that's really dying is the sort of physical vehicle that this is my personal belief, right? I don't want to rock anybody's world with reincarnation or whatever, but that's kind of what I feel I know to be true. Because, to be honest, I just feel like it's intrinsically true. I also had an experience where I sat with my grandmother while she passed, and she passed while I was in the room, and I literally felt something lift up off of her, and I knew she was leaving the room. And it was one of the most scariest, yet most beautiful experiences of my life. And it also really shifted my perception on what was important in this world. So, acknowledge that, right? All right, guys, you are creators. Be receptive, be in your strength, focus on your blessings today. Bring in that page energy, be enthusiastic to learning how to create what it is that you want. And begin to start to trust that, even if you don't know all of the steps. Because somewhere deep inside of you, you will figure it out. Some of this is about just stepping off the ledge and trusting, right? So, thank you, Jamie. Jamie says, Dan, you are a blessing. Thank you. You all are my blessings, too, because you guys give me hope that, like, what I'm doing makes a difference. Because this is what I want to be doing, and I keep telling myself, and I have my own dialogues, right? I have my own dialogues with, oh no, you need to go get a real job, this isn't a real job, and that's all societal shit that's been put on me, right? I want to create my own space where I feel most comfortable and most happy, and I have to believe that I can do that. This is sort of where it is. So, every time you guys tune in, it makes me think like, oh wow, okay, so maybe this is possible. It makes me untalk the voices in my head, so to speak. So, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna go. Wednesday and Friday night are the charm nights. I will be back on tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow night will be a How I Can Help You hour. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'll make sure of that by tomorrow. And that would be the opportunity. That's the evening session where we do like, I pull cards for people, those that can't afford and that sort of stuff. But the idea is we want to keep it lighthearted. We want to keep the vibrations and energies high, and we want to get ourselves out of that idea of lack. So it's not a place to come and be like, oh, I need help. Oh. That energy, like, fuck that energy. Get rid of it. Like, if anybody's dragging their ass in that energy, let it go. Myself included, because there's times where I drag my ass in that energy, don't get me wrong. But I know that, like, there's times where I consciously know that it does not serve me, and I still continue to do it. Because I just can't help myself. You know, it's 46 years of programming. We have to undo it, you know, little by little. Some of them, oh, that's interesting. Some of these ribbons that we're seeing in these cards over the last month is the undoing or the unraveling of that. So, good morning, Janet Clifton. How are you? Thank you, Jessica Seacrest. Thank you very much. Thank you, Patience. I appreciate that. Good morning, Borasi. How are you? All right, you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please give the video a like. Please give it a share. You know, give me a subscribe if you're watching. And those of you that watch on Facebook that have YouTube accounts, please go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Even if you watch me on Facebook, it just helps. Every subscription helps. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when I do go live. And if you're interested in booking a private reading, that's always available to you. You can contact me at the business page, send me a message, or you can look, if you're on YouTube, all the information is in the pull down menu for the Linktree links that will send you to the business page on Facebook where you can message me and ask any questions. All right, you guys. Yeah, Janet, like our good old friend, the Page of Pentacles, is back, 3rd day in a row. So he's definitely trying to drive home a message. All right. So have a good day, you guys. Get out there, create from a place of feeling blessed, and watch those, you know, like further blessings come in. All right. I love you all. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye bye.